Hi, I'm State Senator Mark Huizenga, representing Michigan's 30th Senate District. Today, I'm here at the Grand Rapids Public Museum in downtown Grand Rapids. Since opening its doors in 1854, the Grand Rapids Public Museum has been a source of inspiration and a place to cultivate curiosity with a focus on history, science, and culture. It exists to be a living monument of artifacts, ideas, and stories told through exhibitions, events, and educational programming designed to inspire, motivate, and celebrate human bond. Last year, I was happy to help secure $11.5 million in the state budget for the museum's $50 million expansion. This project will help expand Grand River access, add new exhibit space, and make landscaping improvements. These new improvements will help to continue to bring new visitors, both locally and those visiting our beautiful city. Join me as I tour this amazing organization.
So, I mean, you did mention some of the iconic things
Yeah.
you wanted to get. So one of them is right here,
Yeah.
which is a section of the Berlin Wall that Fred Meyer, Meyer,
Oh,
right?
wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
had brought here for us. You know, it's pretty interesting to me. You look at the West German side. Let's look at the East German side.
Wow.
The East German side had nothing on it
Right.
because you couldn't get there.
Right. So we think about museums as a place to learn about history, learn
Yep.
about your environment,
Yep.
maybe your community and things like that. When you see things like the Berlin Wall right here in Grand Rapids, that is unbelievable. And you know, you don't have to go too far in generations to find that people don't understand what the Berlin Wall was.
Correct.
What do you mean East Germany, West Germany? And here you have an actual part of the wall, and
Yep.
that's pretty special.
Because of support, really, from the state of Michigan and your leadership, this area here is gonna, and that drive right outside there is all gonna be filled in to create a new school assembly space where, you know, when you were here a little earlier, we had
Yeah.
a school group coming in. They can come in here, they can get oriented, they can get their assignments for the day as they go through the museum. They can come back to eat lunch. We've got no place in the museum to eat lunch now for school groups, and then get reoriented for the rest of their time. It'll also then, it can be exhibit space when school's not in session, event space in the evening. So really enhances the public use
Yeah.
of this publicly owned building, and this will be what will allow us to go from 35,000 students served annually to 65, maybe with Dr. Ogren stretching it a little more, 68,000 annually. And how do we know that we'll have that? Because we are turning school groups away now that want to come.
Wow. Having a home place for people to come in, drop their bags off, and probably, you know, in today's environment, you always want to make sure they're safe too. It's a place for the teachers to do the head counts and make sure they know who they are, orienting themselves to the group, and to know that they're going to be safe and easy access and plenty of room for everybody. And then expanding that to making that available to more, that's really the whole mission of what we're trying to do here. That's why we invest into great organizations like the Public Museum, to make it more accessible to more people. This is a place where it doesn't matter what color your skin is, whether you're male or female, old or young, there's something for everybody here, and I think that's what makes it really special.
Knowledge for all.
Yeah. What percentage of the museum is actually changing interior-wise? Because this kind of remodeling here, this is pretty substantial.
This will be a big change. It'll be more integration with the riverfront, right, to be back and forth. And 2 new elevators.
Okay.
2 new elevator cars down there, but also reconfiguring streets of Old Grand Rapids. But we'll also be updating some of our core exhibits, we call them now. So the Habitats, Native American exhibit too, along with the streets of Old Grand Rapids.
On the main floor, I would say over 50% of the space will be updated. But then an adjacent project is also updating our core exhibits. And so there's going to be a lot of change over time. Structurally, we're not changing that much because of our very small footprint. But I think, you know, you'll see changes, you'll feel changes. One of the things we wanted to make sure is if you're going to go through this huge process with construction, that you didn't come in and it felt exactly the same. Right? And so updating our spaces, this will be all different flooring, it'll have a completely different feel. All the landings will have a different feel, and it'll be a little more cohesive.
I remember going to the museum when I was a little kid. It wasn't here, but you guys took a lot of these things, these icons that I'll bet most everybody remembers, and the whale is certainly one of those. And I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade, and I remember just looking up at that and just being amazed. And you know what? I still feel that when I see that today, and I think that how cool is it that we have that right here in Grand Rapids, and I would dare to bet that most anybody in their first experience at the museum remembers like I did. So you're going to do a remodel. You're going to keep a lot of these same ideas. This is going to be part of the new entrance, but you're just going to be relocating this part elsewhere.
Correct.
And then adding a little bit.
We're going to add some more stores and some more. One of the things that we'll add and be down that end is J.C. Craig's Barber Shop. So African-American barber, and the first barber shop in the city of Grand Rapids to use electricity.
Oh, wow. So I have to ask, which one is your favorite?
I don't know that I've got a favorite. There's the two, you know, and maybe they'll let us talk. The drugstore and the print shop are all pretty cool because there's typically interactive. So
I'd say my favorite though is this general store.
Oh, right here?
Grocery.
Yeah.
The fact that in the days, I mean, it looks small, but like that's how they did it back in the days, and they didn't have to have the big wide aisles and the full service.
Yeah, they've got everything for you.
But they've got everything you still need.
Carousel renovations here to make it really fully accessible for no matter what your mobility needs are. But
if I remember correctly, the pathway to get there is going to change quite a bit.
Correct. So this part right here that you can see, that's going
hallway goes away.
That's going to go away. So there will be a 7.5-mile loop as part of that Greenway project that the legislature has also supported, which is also benefiting us, that then will connect up and down.
And also so that you can have different hours for the carousel so people can extend that.
Absolutely right, absolutely right. When this building is closed, the carousel can be open. It can, as my colleagues Mary Beth and Stephanie say, the carousel becomes more of a community asset in that way, and it all gets redone for full accessibility and fits in, of course, with the whole river plan.
So we're tearing out some of the previous landscape and some hardscape.
All of the north and the south is being completely reimagined with fully accessible terraces. These were put in the 90s, and so we really want to make sure that we're trying to meet and exceed any accessibility standards.
Yeah.
And we really want people to get down to the water. You can today because the water's really high.
Yeah, the water's coming
in general, exactly. We want people to be able to access the water, have cool, interesting places to sit and have conversations, have school groups, and so we have some great landscaping design for all of that.
Excellent. It seems like your mission is almost to inspire through history, through technology, through the river, the dynamics, and also understanding how things were made in the old days. It's about inspiration and how to give inspiration for the next generation.
I think you absolutely nailed it. I always like to say it's education and then inspiration.
Yeah.
What's the next best question for you after a visit here, and you take it as far as you possibly can.
Yeah.
But if we can light that fire here.
Yeah. This is the ignition point.
It is!
Awesome.